Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering, to those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
Scottie Pippen Jr. so clearly should have been the MVP. Led the Memphis Grizzlies to a 5-0 record going into the championship game. Led the Memphis Grizzlies to the championship game. Was first team all summer league. What was Jalen Wilson? Second team. What are we doing here? Snubbed. Capital S-N-U-B. Snubbed.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right, I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're ready for some Olympic semifinal basketball, because we got it today. United States is back in action. Serbia is our opponent. You nervous about it?
Yeah.
You're nervous.
That's the MVP.
I'm not nervous.
I'm a little nervous.
I
Yeah.
don't get nervous when I'm a 15.5-point favorite. We'll talk Olympic basketball momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, about 20 minutes, Frank Bonner is going to join me. He covers Ryan Silverfield's Tigers for the Daily Memphian. Here's the way this works. You might have noticed by now, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we have guests that are pretty much locked in, right? Mike Weaves on Monday, and Vernon going to be here on Tuesdays. Mike Wallace is nice enough to join us on Wednesdays.
Yep.
The great Jessica Benson comes in here on Friday. Thursday, that's kind of an open thing. So every once in a while, Bennett on a Wednesday, he'll say, hey, what do you want to do? What are you thinking about tomorrow? He'll say this to me on a Wednesday every once in a while. And I said, you know what? He said, what do you want to talk about? I said, Bennett, we can do basketball again, but I wouldn't mind talking college football, specifically Memphis football. He text messaged me last night, got Frank Bonner. We're fired up about Ryan Silverfield's Tigers. 30th in the coaches poll, the favorite to represent the group of 5 in a 12-team college football playoff. We're fired up. So who better to talk to than Frank Bonner? He's going to be in studio with me. We're going to do that in the next segment. When I finish talking to Frank, take a break, come back. We're going to do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, Taylor Swift had to cancel 3 shows in Austria because of concerns about a planned terrorist attack. 2024 is wild.
It is wild.
First, somebody tried to take out Donald Trump. That was wild. Now somebody wants to murder a bunch of Swifties. Perhaps even Mrs. Swift. What are we doing?
Yikes.
It's time to calm down. Doesn't she have a song that says that? You need to calm down.
Yeah, she does have a song.
You need to calm down. What are we doing? 3 shows canceled. People traveled there.
Yeah, man.
Imagine traveling to Austria to see Taylor Swift and then I guess it's better than dying in a terrorist attack, but still,
That's true.
you'd be disappointed. I'll tell you what we know. We'll do that in about 40 minutes. Jackson Holiday, Orioles' young stud, became the youngest player in history. Last night to homer in 3 straight games. He's doing it. He came up early. They had to send him back down. Now he's back up and he's killing it. We'll let Bennett celebrate Baltimore superstar. We'll do that a little later on in the show. The White Sox have finally fired their manager.
Well, thank God.
About time. My
Lord,
God.
worst team in history.
How's this guy get to keep his job so long? You know?
Right.
JB Bickerstaff couldn't.
That's true.
They'd have got JB Bickerstaff after about 4, right?
Yeah.
We'll tell you what happened with the White Sox manager. We'll do that in the 3rd segment. We now have somebody to blame, and I've been looking for somebody, so this is great
I have
news.
too.
We now have somebody to blame for Aaron Rodgers being estranged from his parents.
Okay.
You know
Is it
that
his
story.
brother?
It's not his brother.
It's not his brother? Okay.
How about this? You ready for this? Ex-girlfriend.
Which one?
Olivia Munn.
Not Olivia.
You wouldn't think that about her, would you?
No. I like Olivia Munn.
I thought I did too. But now she's coming in between a man and his parents. I don't think you should come in between a man and his parents. Do you think you should?
No.
I don't think you should. Olivia Munn, that's what a new book says. Olivia Munn is to blame. I'm going to reserve the right to judge at a later date, but I don't like what I'm hearing.
I don't either.
I'll tell you this much. I don't like what I'm hearing. I'll tell you what I'm hearing. We'll do that a little later on the show. And Nelly was arrested in Missouri for possessing ecstasy at a casino.
This was almost going to be one of my stories. You know, you give me one of the 5 things now.
Sure, yeah.
That's our new thing.
You went with Jackson Holiday.
This was going to be it, but I was like,
You knew I was on this one already.
I don't have to send this
you
to
knew
him.
I was
I
on
already
this
know.
one already.
Yeah.
I tell you, I know ecstasy's illegal. But I also know it's fun.
That's what they say.
And I don't know. It feels like if you... I know it's illegal.
Yeah.
I know.
It goes without saying.
It goes without saying. But, like, my God, shouldn't you be able to be in a casino with ecstasy?
I mean, I don't want to live in a world where you can't.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to live in a world where you can't.
I mean, yeah, it feels like the Missouri state law should be you can't possess ecstasy in a school building or in a courthouse or even out on the streets. But once you enter a casino,
anything goes.
Anything goes.
Yeah.
Free Nelly. Hashtag free Nelly. I'll tell you what happened during a segment. We call 5 more things you need to know. Then we'll eventually do GP's carry out. And then we're going to call it a day.
Okay.
So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start with the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Yep.
Because we are now on, you probably ain't even keeping track, day 16. That's what this is. This is day 16.
Which was supposed to be the end, but apparently it's not.
Mislead
They really
you.
messed up on this. They
They don't
screwed
know
up
how
on
to
this.
count. I count from the day of the first Olympic event.
That's the way to do it.
I think so.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And that's the 24th, I believe,
Yeah.
right? That means today is day 16 of the Paris Olympics. And, buddy, day 16, it's going to be a good one. We got some basketball to watch.
What's going on?
France, Germany, that's about to start.
Okay.
Then we get United States against Serbia. That's set to tip a little after 2 o'clock.
This will set up your gold medal game.
This
right?
is going to set up your gold medal game. If you're curious, Germany is a 5-point favorite over France as of this moment. The United States, 15.5-point favorite over Serbia. So barring a surprise, and sometimes we get surprises. Do I have to remind you about Cole Hocker?
Right.
Sometimes we get
You
surprises.
have to remind me, buddy.
But barring a surprise, we should have a gold medal game this weekend between the United States of America and Germany. It's like World War II all over again.
That's, yeah, exactly.
I hope it's less violent.
I do as well.
I hope
Yes.
it's less violent. I wouldn't like to see that loss of life again.
No.
Not in the year 2024.
No.
It's already, they tried to blow up a stadium.
Right.
In Austria. What are we doing? So here's the deal. Sports happening with a 7-hour time difference between, where we're at and where they're at. It's tough for me because most people, this is what I know about things. Most people who are going to watch or listen to this, what we're doing right now, it's going to come later, right? We love people watching and listening live. God bless them, right? But what the data shows is that most people are going to get to this a little later on in the day at some point. And it doesn't typically matter, right? Because first off, we don't care about stuff that's happening in France.
Right,
Ever.
right.
Ever, right? Probably never will again. After, we get through the weekend, closing ceremonies, probably never care about what's happening in France again. And then, we're not very little happens between, say, 10 a.m. and, when I used to do a show at 4 p.m. I could plan a show at 10 a.m. And probably do that show without incident, without any sort of disruption by 4 p.m. But when you got these stupid Paris Olympics, now you got problems. Because by the time most people get to this, and I'm sitting here trying to set up a United States-Serbia game. Guess what?
What?
Most people already know what happened in the United States-Serbia game.
That's a fair point.
So the two biggest sports events in the world today, they haven't happened yet. I guess this is the way I'd bottom line it, but they will happen soon. So I feel like talking about them in any sort of detail is just a wasted energy. So can we just agree, if you don't mind, can we agree? We're going to circle back to what will happen later today. We'll circle back tomorrow.
That sounds good to me.
And we'll talk about probably soon to come United States versus Germany gold medal game, right?
Great.
That's what I plan on doing the A block on tomorrow.
Okay.
But for now, can I interest you in a new Dear Jane?
Sure.
I mean,
wow.
we
Early surprise.
We have a new Dear Jane.
Oh, excellent.
And this one's interesting. This is an interesting situation, and it's one that I think we can all find ourselves in at some point.
Okay.
These are the kinds of Dear Janes I enjoy. There's some Dear Janes, they got issues, and I'm like, yeah, well, that's a wild deal, but I don't think I'll ever end up in that situation. Bennett, what are you doing over there?
Dude.
Okay, first off, let's just stop for a second.
No, hang on. Let me explain something.
I come in here.
Yeah.
First off.
Everything's going bad.
Everything was wild. First off, I come in here, and I'm trying to come up the stairwell. All right, we have an elevator.
Yeah.
What do? Do you take the elevator or you take
I take the stairs. It's quicker.
It's quicker.
Way quicker.
And
it's healthier.
And it's healthier, right? I take the stairs. I'm going to
sure.
take the stairs. If you're going to call me fat, you ain't never going to be able to say, yeah, if you just take the stairs every once in a while, maybe you wouldn't be so fat, fatty.
Yeah.
I take the stairs, all right? So this morning, you're not going to believe this, but I'm running slightly behind. All right. So
welcome to the club.
So
school traffic is no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I park my car just like always. I come through the door just like always. I try to go. They do have a sign on the door, and it said, "Don't come through this door."
Right.
It said, "Do not come through this door.
Yeah.
Don't even try it." But like I'm in a situation. At that point, I don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to try it. What are they going to do? Arrest me?
Right.
Are they going to arrest me? So I start walking up the stairwell. Immediately, I run into a gentleman, and he is not pleased with my decision. He's like, "Did you see the sign on the door?" I said, "I mean, of course I saw the sign on the door. I'm not even.
I thought about ignoring it too.
I did ignore it, and he said, you can't come up here.
Dude, what are you doing?"
And I said, buddy, I got to, I got to show. I got 5 more things.
Yeah.
I gotta go. And he said, "But you can't. It's closed." And I said, "I'll see about that. As long as my key card works, it ain't really closed."
We'll see.
Yeah,
after
we'll
the show.
see.
Yeah,
we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. And then he said, I don't know if he knew who he was talking to. But then he said, I don't mean it like that. Right. I don't mean it like that. This is what I mean. I don't mean it like that. This is what I mean. He said, "Well, did you check your email? There should have been an email about it." I said, "Buddy, you could tell me the world is ending in an email to gparrish@grizzlies.com, and there's a good chance I ain't gonna see it till 3 weeks from now." All right. So no, I didn't see your email. Anyway, I had to fight that fight.
Yeah.
Just to get up here to the 4th floor, I had to fight that fight.
Yeah.
My apologies to he's just doing his job, right?
Yeah.
But I was just doing mine.
I get it.
And I didn't bother anybody. I didn't touch any paint.
I got it.
I didn't bother anybody. I didn't touch nobody's paint. All right.
Okay.
Did I break the rules?
Yes.
Yes, I broke the rules.
You're in trouble. You ain't going to Food Truck Friday this week,
Oh,
bud.
man, if they
Sorry,
ban me
I'm taking your card.
If they ban me from Food Truck Friday over this, that's going to be, I might have to talk to somebody. So then I walk in here, and there's 700 people in here. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, we are having some microphone issues. I think we sound good now. And this comes after. The microphone issues come after. I was on with JB earlier, and they were like, "Hey, we need Bennett to come in here and test the studio." And I was like, "It'll be fine. I'll be in there soon. Like, don't even worry about it. No issues at all." I get in here, and of course, so that's on me. I'm sorry, directors. I'm sorry, Robbie, Jacob, everybody.
Everybody. There's like 100,000 people in here. It looks like an emergency room. I don't know what's going on. I also don't care, but I don't know. And then you are flipping out about a beverage. You really needed something to quench your thirst. And then I see you crack open a drink. I don't know if you were supposed to even say what it is, but you crack open a drink, and then you just made a face like you just drank urine.
I can say what it is. It's a Celsius.
You made a face like it was urine.
So the coffee machine up here in this floor doesn't work, and because like I was stretched for time with everything going on, like I gotta have a cup of coffee when we do this show. Like I gotta have my coffee. That's just a part of my morning routine. Okay. Right. And so
you ever think about getting your own coffee?
well, yeah, but then I would have to go. Then I would have to go to another floor in this building and have to take the elevator because the stairs are closed. Man, all right, and I didn't have time because we were up against it because the microphones and everything. So JB was out there and she was nice enough. I was like, "Hey, can you just give me? Here's $2. Can you just give me a Celsius out of the vending machine? I don't care what flavor." And I love JB, but man, I don't even want to put it on. She got the most disgusting flavor I've ever had in my life. The first sip, like I'm just like, God.
She fouled you.
Yeah.
You got to know who you can trust in this building. That's one thing I've learned.
Yeah, I'll get through it though.
You got to figure out who you can trust. You just can't let anybody pick out your Celsius. Not in this building.
No, apparently not. Apparently not.
All right, so we got a new Dear Jane.
Yeah. What's going on?
I think any of us could find ourselves in this situation. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. Then we're gonna talk through it. We're gonna figure it out. Then Frank Bonner's gonna come here and we'll normalize the show.
Yes, please.
Then we'll make this show normal.
Let's get Frank in here.
All right, let's get Frank in here. Then we'll make this show normal. We'll start talking about football and stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But till then, just bear with me. All right, Dear Jane. Here's what happened. My sister and her husband got a divorce last year, and it was all very. This comes from a woman, by the way. So I want you to set the scene. It's like there's a woman, and this woman has a sister.
Okay.
And this woman's sister is married. All right.
Okay.
But they got a divorce.
All right.
It happens, Bennett. Life's hard, man.
Yeah. Of
Life's
course.
hard. There were gross insults, fights over money, and arguments about who would get what. The whole messy saga left my sister wishing to cut him out of her life forever, which was understandable. But then she demanded that our entire family do the same, and that wasn't something that I was willing to do. Her husband and I were friends before they started dating. I'm even the one who introduced them. I've known him for over a decade, and if I'm being honest, I often like hanging out with him more than I like hanging out with her. Dirty divorce aside, he's a great guy and one of the few men I'd consider to be a part of my close friend group. So when I told my sister that I wasn't comfortable shutting him out of my life, she lost her S at me. But I calmly replied that I don't think it's fair to force me to pretend that he doesn't exist. At first, she took it well and let it go, but then she started bugging me about him, asking loads of questions about what he was up to, what we've been speaking about, and when was the last time I had seen him. I started to feel like I was being used as a spy. Finally, I refused to keep reporting back to her, and surprised, she exploded again, demanding that I stop speaking to him. So I told her the truth. He's more of a friend to me than she's ever been. Now she's since turned things into a total drama, dragging our entire family into it and attempting to make them side with her. I didn't mean to hurt her feelings by telling her the truth, but it seemed like the only way to help her move on. I've only given her more fuel for her sob story, though. Jane, how would you handle this from a sibling rivalry? All right, so let me make sure you understand what happened.
No, I understand what's going on.
Okay. The woman, she got a sister. She's also got this guy she's friends with. She thinks that maybe they should meet each other.
Yeah.
She says, hey, sis, I want you to meet my friend here. This is my friend. He's a guy, and this is my sister. She's a girl. Maybe y'all like to get a cup of coffee or even a Celsius. All right? So they start dating. They're introduced by this woman. They get married. They have a, marriage for a little while. Probably started off okay. Things get sideways. Ugly divorce. Sister says, hey, I know you've been friends with my now ex-husband for a long time, and I know you really like him, but you cannot communicate with him anymore. He's my ex-husband. And she says, with all due respect, I like him. I'm sorry you guys' marriage didn't work, but this is my friend, and you're not gonna make me pretend that he doesn't exist. Bennett, what do you think?
I hear you. With all due respect, I think the chat's right on this. There's some hidden feelings involved here.
You think the sister's trying to do it?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's
dude,
quite the allegation.
Bro, when divorce happens, I feel like you got to pick a side.
I see. I'm the exact opposite. I feel like you should never pick a side unless the side is so obvious.
But it's your family. That's the difference.
I don't pick sides.
Dude.
There are people in my family who have gotten divorced, and I do not pick sides. I'm not going to pretend like somebody I've known for 25 years doesn't exist.
Okay, but you don't need to actively be their friend and talk to them like this person's apparently
I'm not actively
doing.
Anybody's friend.
No, she's actively being this person's friend. She said it as much.
I don't have any active friends.
I'm just, dude, there's an ulterior
I'm
motive.
not actively friends with anybody.
The sister's wrong. The sister's wrong.
I don't think so.
No, yes, she is. You have to choose your family. You can't fracture your family over this.
Counterpoint, it's bullshit to try to fracture your family because your sister still talks to somebody she's known forever.
Okay, but I think it would be different. Fine. You can you can still have a relationship with that person. Like you can, talk to them on social media if they're in your comments or whatever. I think that's fine. But like being their friend openly and like talking to them on a daily basis, I think that's out of bounds. I think you got to cut it out.
I wouldn't. Not only do I not agree, in my own life, I have examples where I don't do that. I have friends who met through me, got married, had kids, got divorced. I still know them both. I know their kids. I have hung out with both of them in the past year.
That I understand.
The guy with his new girlfriend and the girl with her new husband. I've been with both of them, and it's fine. And neither one of them have ever acted offended that I would be with the other.
And that I totally understand. This is family, though. This is your sister.
If I'm being honest, like I don't mean to tell too much, but like my brother and his wife are no longer together, and she is still very much a part of our family. I mean, she's the mother of my nieces. I'm supposed to act like she doesn't exist?
Is there children involved in this?
Yeah, three daughters. Oh, no, in the Dear Jane?
In the Dear Jane.
No children.
Okay, see, no, this is, you don't have any ties. You can cut it off.
But there's my friend.
Dude, y'all are still close because of the family component. Like
they knew maybe, but maybe not. You don't know that.
Dude, this feels like an easy thing to, and it may hurt to have to cut ties with that person. I think you got to choose your sister.
I can understand, like, if it was a deal, if your sister, let's say you really valued the relationship. See, I don't know, man. I could, like, this would be one if my wife said, you got to cut ties with this person or else. Then it's like, well, I got to live with you every day. So, okay, I guess maybe then I got to figure that out.
Yeah.
But honestly, a sibling, I'd be like, you know what? You're not going to tell me what to do. All right? You're not going to, like, I love you. I'd do anything for you.
Yeah.
But you're not going to order me. You're not going to give me orders about who I can communicate with.
I think you can still have
the only person who could tell me who I can and cannot communicate with if it was an actual deal breaker, and she would never do it.
Yeah.
Is my wife. But she would never do it.
I think there's levels, though. Like, I think this person can still have a relationship with the ex-husband. Like, I think that they can still, text every now and again and talk on social media or whatever. Like, you can't be going out to lunch. Like, you can't. I just don't think that's appropriate. I don't think you could be going out to lunch or hanging out, like, without the ex-wife. Like, I think that's wrong.
You're against eating.
I think that's wrong.
You've come out against eating.
I think there's levels. I think there's levels to this. You don't have to. Maybe you don't have to cut them off completely out of your life, but you got to cut them a little bit. You got to cut them a little bit.
How about this? Is this a middle ground? If you're the divorced sister, you just say, "Hey, listen, I can't tell you what to do." And I know you were friends before he and I even met, but like, I'm your sister.
Yeah.
And this guy, like, we just had a messy divorce, and I'm sure there's blame to go around, but like, he and I do not like each other anymore. All right. And it got really ugly, and it makes me incredibly uncomfortable for you to still be hanging out with him all chummy and stuff. I can't tell you what to do, but I want you to know. Just know how it makes me feel when you do that. Maybe that's something I could be receptive to.
I agree.
But you can't tell me what to do.
I agree.
You can't tell me what to do. You could tell me what I'm doing how it makes you feel, and then I got to consider that. But you're not going to tell me what to do.
I'm fine with that.
And then, even at the end, I would think at that point, I'm more likely to try to convince you why you're being irrational than I am to actually cater to your feelings.
Yeah.
I think I'm more likely to say, I hear you, but this is something you got to get over because it's weird for you not to get over it. If this is going to bother you for the rest of your life, something's going to bother you for the rest of your life.
Sure.
So you need to work on this. I'm not your problem here. I'm sorry your marriage didn't work out. It wasn't because of me. I'm not your problem. I think that's the way I think that's fair. We'll see what Frank Bonner thinks.
Yeah, okay.
I bet he didn't expect to have to answer this question, but we'll see what Frank Bonner thinks. He'll be in studio next.
We have two pairs of shoes that literally are not released to the public right now, and we're going to give you a live look.
First look in hand of the Armour Year 3.
Look at that leather.
Leather is super nice on this here. I actually tried to cheat this into my top 10 so far, but Kelsey said I couldn't. These have yet to be seen. These are the Armour Year 4s. These are called Phantom. I'm sorry, these are called Phantom.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Hey Grizzlies fans, after exciting hoops and a lucky night of gaming, where do you rest your head? Look no further than Southland Casino Hotel, proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies. Our high-rise hotel is the epitome of luxury and comfort. Picture this, you've just finished an evening of gaming and dining, so you head on over to one of our 300 rooms to end the night. Choose from standard, suite, and presidential suite, plus we're pet-friendly and offer mobility scooters for rent. It's a seamless experience for everyone. And don't miss the Main Street Exchange, right in the heart of our casino lobby. Whether you're craving a snack or need a souvenir of your stay, we've got you covered. From polo shirts to shot glasses, take a piece of the Southland excitement home with you. So come stay and play at Southland Casino Hotel, where every moment is designed for your enjoyment. Book your hotel stay by calling 833-703-3350 or visit online at southlandcasinohotel.com/hotel.
Guests must be 21 years of age or older to check in at hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
I saw the Drew Hill story. Y'all rode together in the car, and you put the seat back.
Yeah, I put the seat all the way back, and his knees were still crunched up. And he was like, "Nah, bro, so I drive a Kia, bro."
A Kia?
What?
He's 7'4", yo.
Yeah, I don't know how he does.
He got the seats removed.
Somehow.
The Chris Vernon Show, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Looking at the college football playoff and the odds to make the college football playoff, this is the top 13 teams. 7 of these 13 are out of the SEC.
I think that first year in the SEC is going to be different. Like I do. I just think it's going to be different.
The Odds Couple with Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt, live Thursdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. Frank Bonner covers Ryan Silverfield's Tigers for the Daily Memphian. You can read him dailymemphian.com. Nice enough to come in studio with us. Good to see you, man. How you been?
Oh, doing all right. Just excited to cover another year.
I know, and it should be a great year. At least on paper, it looks like it's going to be. We're going to get to that in a minute. First, you got to settle a debate between Bennett and I. We just did a Dear Jane. We like to do Dear Janes in here where we present real-world issues and we try to solve them in a very juvenile way. Here's the issue. Ben and I usually agree. We don't agree on this one so much. Sister has a sister. She introduces her sister to a man who's a friend of hers. They're married. They end up getting married. Then they get divorced. And the sister says, hey, we're divorced now. I don't want you being friends with my ex-husband anymore. The sister says, I was friends with him before you even knew him. I'm not going to stop being friends with him just because you guys are now divorced. Who's right? Who's wrong?
I agree with the sister who said that we were friends before you got married.
That sounds like Frank Bonner's on my side, Bennett.
Wow. I don't know.
You got to be mature about this.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, right. Now that doesn't mean that she's going to go over there and talk trash about her sister. Or whatever,
I agree
but,
with that.
I mean, you can separate the two in a way. Now I don't know if it was an ugly divorce.
It was ugly.
Or whatever.
We don't have details, but it sounded like it wasn't great.
That's a tough one, right? Because without the detail, like in a general sense, I think she should still be able to be friends with the ex-husband. Now, if it got too ugly, then that changes.
There's a scenario, Ben and I can admit there's a scenario where it got so ugly, I got to be like, I hear you.
Yeah.
But if it ain't that ugly, if it's just like, hey, you just don't like me still being friends with somebody you don't want anybody to be friends with, that's your problem. You need to relax.
And I agree with that. But again, like I said, I think there's levels. Like it's fine if y'all want to talk on social media, text every now and again. You can't be going out to lunch together.
Oh, but it's got rules for his.
I don't think you can be going out to lunch.
Ben, it's got
with
rules
the
for his
ex-husband.
siblings.
I think that's a bridge too far. And again, you said no kids involved in this situation. It's easier
the
to cut
kids
ties.
thing is a real thing.
It's easier
I agree
to cut
with
ties.
that. It is much easier to cut ties when there aren't kids involved, right? But I'd like to think in my own life, experiences show this. I have never picked sides in a divorce. There's another couple, friends of ours. We've traveled with them. They have recently gotten a divorce over the past year. I've seen both of them within the past month. Hugged them both. Loved them both. And I don't think either one of them would be bothered. Like, they both know I still talk to both of them. And they have never mentioned it. I don't think they ever would. Maybe I just run in a more mature circle than you better.
I was gonna say, I think you literally picked this story just to show how mature you are.
I might just be running in more mature circles than you.
Probably so.
All right,
honestly, that's probably
let's
true.
Let's not waste Frank's time with this nonsense anymore. So I was talking to Bennett yesterday. He said, "Hey, what do you want to do for tomorrow?" I said, "I'd like to talk college football." He texted me, says you're coming in, which was awesome because I've been following your work, and I think as we're approaching opening day. Folks are genuinely excited about Memphis Tigers football. Can you sense that as somebody who's living with it every day?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here for 3 years now. This is my 4th season covering the beat, and this is the most fandom and energy that I've seen since I've been on the beat, and rightfully so, right? I mean, there's a lot at stake with the college football playoff and the fact that they're picked to win the conference for the first time in league history. So, yeah, you can feel that fandom. I mean, I don't know if you guys went to any of the Tigers on tour events or whatever, but they were packed.
Okay.
It was significantly more people than I expected.
So how much of this, if at all, do you think has to do, just the excitement is tied to, they've got this team with this experienced quarterback coming off a big bowl win, at the exact same time where the playoff is expanding. In other words, a lot of the excitement is often tied to, and they're the favorite to represent the group of 5 in the 12-team college football playoff. My question is this. If this were still a 4-team playoff, it wouldn't feel as exciting because it'd be like, okay, they might win a not-so-great league, but who cares? Now, by winning this league, you have a path to competing in a 12-team playoff that, no, you won't win, but you can be in it. Does that matter? Because it feels like it matters to me.
Yeah, it definitely matters, right? And so if you take the playoff off the table, I think there still would be some excitement because winning the league still is a possibility and everything. But I think this is a perfect storm of events for Memphis for it to happen right now, right? You've got the most talented roster that Seth Hennigan has probably ever had in his last year with Memphis in the same season that you have a legitimate shot to be on the biggest stage of college football. I mean, Ryan Silverfield talked about in his recruiting pitches, he brings that up, that if you come here versus going to a middle-of-the-road team in another conference, that team is not going to have the chance that you have here to play in the playoffs because you're going to have a chance to win the league every year. And so I think that's huge in recruiting, and that's definitely huge in fandom because now you're not just comparing Memphis to the teams in the conference, right? You're comparing their schedule to Boise State's schedule and all of that. So it puts them in conversations with other teams that you may not have done before the playoff.
And it's actually brilliant for Ryan to sell it that way because it does matter. Gonzaga does this in basketball. They say, okay, you can go to a bigger league, but you're not going to win your league. You're not going to be a 1 seed.
Right.
Ryan Silverfield, I think, can accurately, sincerely tell prospects right now, whether they're high school prospects or in the transfer portal, Mississippi State's amazing. Go there if you want to. You'll never sniff the college football playoff, but you could with us. And that's a real thing. That's a real thing you can tell recruits.
Yeah, it's legit. Yeah. And I think, and you don't want to have this opportunity when you're coaching a program that you feel is not ready to take that chance, right? And so if this was 2 years ago, Memphis would have a shot, but not the same shot that they have going into this season, right? I think this. There couldn't have been a better year for the 12-team playoff to happen, looking at what Memphis has on its roster.
That's right. And then sort of circling back to, I think the way last season ended plays a role in the excitement as well. I was somebody, and I don't take it back because it was all true as I was saying it, but as last season unfolded, I was like, okay, well, how good are they really? Because what they had done up until the bowl game was they'd quite literally beaten everybody they were supposed to beat and lost to everybody they were supposed to lose to. They were just done what they were supposed to do as a borderline top 40 team. But they get to the bowl game and they play a power conference opponent that was higher ranked than them, that was favored over them, and they beat them. And that takes every negative thing you could say about last season. I thought it took it off the table. You could no longer say they ain't beat nobody they ain't supposed to beat. You could no longer say they ain't beat a prominent or legitimate power conference school. In my mind, the bowl win changed a lot. Did it actually change a lot?
Yeah, I think in my opinion, I think it validated that Missouri lost a little bit more because they were in that game, right?
Yes.
They were, and there's no more victories. They still lost, but they were competitive on the field. And then at the time, I don't think people realized how good Missouri was going to be.
Right.
But then you play Missouri close. Missouri turns out to be a really good program, and then you beat Iowa State in the bowl game. And I know bowl games people look at as, well, how motivated are teams to play and opt-outs, whatever. And the two teams on that field were both trying to win that game.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And so it gives them that 10-win season mark, which put them in an upper echelon of program history in terms of winning percentage. And so you look at that team and you're like, man, they were legitimately a few plays away here or there to doing something special. And now you basically have a redo or an encore of what could have been last year.
Right. Talking to Frank Bonner here in studio. He covers Ryan Silverfield's Tigers for the Daily Memphian. Seth Hennigan is the face of this thing. One of the most experienced quarterbacks in college football. He had, I guess, in many ways, sort of indicated from the jump he wasn't leaving Memphis. But there was this moment pretty deep into the summer where he had a meeting with Ryan Silverfield just to reassure him, I'm coming back. How close was the University of Memphis to maybe losing Seth Hennigan in the transfer portal?
Yeah, so I don't think it was really all that deep into the summer, but I think Seth probably was like, I want to have my decision made by such and such. And so I think it came down to that timeline wire. But I don't think they were going into the summer still. But I do think that, Seth was kind of candid when I talked to him in Dallas that, like, going into the transfer portal was a legitimate option for him. And he had those conversations and they had the honest conversations with Silverfield and Kremsey, like, this is what's on the table. This is what I'm looking at. This is why it may be a good idea for me to go over here and stay here. And I think, at the end of that conversation, which I think it all happened in January, I think is what Seth ended up saying afterwards, that, by January he knew where he was staying. But I think in those conversations there were some other programs that right. But I think when it came down to, at least what I think is that if you look at the other programs that Seth could have had, I don't think there was a position for him to have his best season at any other program than Memphis.
That's
when
right.
you look at the camaraderie he has, the chemistry he has with him and Kremsey, the offensive coordinator, they're tight.
Right.
I mean, Kremsey believes in him. He gives him the keys. He, more so than any other player he's had. You go to another program, the offensive coordinator may not do that.
That's right.
And so, if you are looking at your future, the best season that you can have, I think, is still here in Memphis.
Well, I think that's quite literally true, because where else could he have gone, started, and you say, hey, you don't have to overachieve. Just do what you're expected to do based on preseason expectations, and you'll be in the college football playoff. To do that, you got to go start at Georgia. Well, he's not starting at Georgia. You got to go start at Michigan. Well, he's not starting at Michigan. You got to go start at Ole Miss. You're not starting at Ole Miss. At Memphis, if he just you can go to a different school and then overachieve, and then you're in the playoff. But at Memphis, based on preseason expectations, they are the highest ranked in the coaches poll group of 5 team. If he just does, and by extension, the team just does what it's expected to do, he'll be in the playoff. And I don't think there's other place he could have gone, started, and had that reality.
Yeah, and I do think that he will be looked at, if he went to a Power 5 school and had a decent season and, had numbers, that's one thing. Right. But to be the quarterback at Memphis and to take Memphis to the college football playoff, you're looked at differently as opposed to taking a team that was expected to do, taking a group of 5 team to the college football playoff, I think gives you more publicity than
there's no question. Yeah. No question. Your latest piece, dailymemphian.com, is on Greg Rubin, who, as you point out, he comes in, same recruiting class as Seth Hennigan. I think it's hard to live in Memphis and follow sports at all without knowing who Seth Hennigan is. I think fewer people probably know Greg Rubin. Tell us more about him.
Well, yeah, Greg is a guy that, that freshman season, him and Seth, Seth gets the keys. He's the quarterback, so everybody sees a true freshman. But they had a true freshman on the defensive side playing quarterback who played pretty well, right? And so he's a guy that has grown also, and then they switched him to safety. I think one of the reasons why you switch him to safety is because you can trust him to make that role, right? There's a lot of trust that you got to have in a guy to change positions and start at that position, right? So he's a guy who's continued to grow on the defensive end, and it's in that class, right? Rock Taylor is also a guy. Now he didn't play much freshman year, but he's also a guy that was in that recruiting class, and so that 2020 recruiting class with those three guys, they've grown tremendously, and Greg is a guy that, talking to the coaching staff or whatever, his leadership role is going to be bigger this year than it ever been before. Like he talked about moving to safety, helped him become more vocal. He has to talk more, which has allowed him to kind of take on that veteran leadership role, which I think is important when you lose guys like Jalen Allen and Jeff from last year. You need guys to take on those voids, and I think Greg can be one of those guys.
Not to get ahead of ourselves, because there's 2 games before at Florida State, but a lot of people have already looked at Florida State. It's a nationally ranked program, a historically strong program. Oh, by the way, also coached by former Memphis coach Mike Norvell. I think it would feel different if Memphis basketball were getting ready to play Arkansas basketball and it was John Calipari, because Memphis fans do not like John Calipari. Tell me if I get this wrong. Maybe I'm too close to it because I personally like Mike Norvell, but I don't think Memphis fans hold much or any ill will. Like, they still like this guy. They'd like to beat him, but they like him.
Yeah, I think so, because I think when Florida State was having the year that they were having last year, I think Memphis fans were applauding Mike Norvell.
Sure.
They were happy to see Mike Norvell thriving. And so I don't think they're, from what I can see, right, I don't think there's any ill will about Mike Norvell. People still want to see him do great. Now, they probably don't want to see him do great on September 14th, right? But they don't mind seeing him beat other programs when it's not Memphis.
Right. And that'll be a fun game. Assuming both teams are undefeated, or at least the Tigers are 2-0 heading into that, it'll be an awesome experience. Last thing before I get you out of here. Obviously, renovations at Simmons Bank are underway. What's the experience going to be like for fans going to football games in that stadium this season? Do you have a sense for that?
Well, obviously, as everybody knows, that the capacity is going to be lower, right? It's going to be around 32,000, which I think in a way can be
awesome,
like a good thing, right? To have that capacity be what it is.
If there was a way to keep it at 32, I would. I know they're not, but a packed small stadium is way better than a half field big one.
True, right? Cincinnati can tell you that.
There you go.
But I think it's definitely going to be weird, right? You're going to see a construction type of zone. But like the coaching staff said, you asked the coaching staff about it. I think it was Cramsey. He said, well, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's still going to be a 100-yard field. It's still going to be an end zone. Right. So he was like, what's happening in the stands? I care nothing about. I'm on the field. But for the fan experience is going to be a little different. And in some ways, though, I think it could be a little bit cool to see it happening.
Oh, yeah.
Game one, what it looks like game one, and then what it looks like on senior day, to kind of see the progression a little bit. I think that could be cool for fans.
Yeah, it just is what it is. It's a little bit like, I've heard other people make this point. If you ever had to redo your kitchen or in your house, you hate it while it's going, but ultimately you're glad you got it done. Yeah. And so we'll look up, and that stadium will be better than it's ever been at some point, but it's going to take us a minute, and we'll walk.
Growing pains.
We'll walk around construction cones, however we have to walk around construction cones. I'm sure it'll be fine. Frank Bonner covers Ryan Silverfield's Tigers for the Daily Memphian, dailymemphian.com. We're lucky to have you here covering that program. I enjoy all your work. Thank you for coming in studio.
I appreciate y'all.
That's Frank Bonner from the Daily Memphian. He's on Twitter at Frank_Bonner2. That's at Frank_Bonner2. When we come back, Taylor Swift had to cancel 3 shows in Austria, planned terrorist attack at the stadium. Scary stuff. I'll walk you through it next. Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
SWAC Media Day was fun. Did anything stand out to you before we get into the meat of it?
It's a family atmosphere, and it's because we all have something invested in HBCU sports and football. It's a community more so than it is these are the athletes, these are the coaches, and they're separate from the media.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
We have two pairs of shoes that literally are not released to the public right now, and we're going to give you a live look.
First look in hand of the Armour Year 3.
Look at that leather.
Leather is super nice on this here. I actually tried to cheat this into my top 10 so far, but Kelsey said I couldn't. These have yet to be seen. These are the Armour Year 4s. These are called Phantom. I'm sorry, these are called Phantom.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
I saw the Drew Hill story. Y'all rode together in the car, and you put the seat back.
Yeah, I put the seat all the way back, and his knees were still crunched up. And he was like, "Nah, bro, so I drive a Kia, bro."
A Kia?
What?
He's 7'4", yo.
Yeah, I don't know how he does.
He got the seats removed.
Somehow.
The Chris Vernon Show, live weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Hey Grizzlies fans, turn your stadium excitement into betting action at Southland Casino Hotel. As a proud sponsor of the Memphis Grizzlies, Southland brings you more gaming action than ever before. Step onto our massive casino floor stretching more than 2.5 football fields. Slot enthusiasts can enjoy more than 2,300 machines from penny slots to high limits and play the hottest games like Aristocrat, Dollar Storm, Cloverlink, and Lightning Cash. Table game aficionados can feel the thrill of the felt with 50 live table games. From 3-card to blackjack match, we're ready to deal you in. Plus, don't miss stadium gaming for an interactive digital experience. And for high rollers, our high limit room is calling your name. Go big on 6 high limit blackjack tables or spin one of our 54 high stakes slot machines. Throw in 8 delicious dining options and a 300-room high-rise hotel, and there's plenty to keep you going. At Southland Casino Hotel, the gaming excitement never stops.
Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Maxwell in concert. The Serenade Tour. October 16th at FedEx Forum. Maxwell. With special guest Jasmine Sullivan. And October London. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Maxwell Live.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays and the evenings and even on Saturday. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Organizers have canceled 3 Taylor Swift concerts in Austria after authorities said they foiled a terror attack planned for the Vienna leg of her blockbuster Eras Tour. Somebody tried to blow up the Eras Tour.
Dude, that's really scary.
What are we doing?
I know. It's, obviously glad that they were able to intercept these people, but
I mean, it'd be a hell of a thing if Taylor Swift got blown up today.
You know what it reminded me of when I saw it was the Ariana Grande concert. Was it in London?
20-something people died.
Yeah, and there's an explosion in the arena. Yeah, so I'm glad they caught the people, but that's like scary, and it goes to show that like this kind of stuff like hasn't gone away. You know, like it's still very much
there's
a thing.
Lot of people there, but like Nicole Auerbach, our buddy from The Athletic, she was covering the Paris Olympics. Left the Paris Olympics. She's done with it.
To go there.
She's in Austria right now.
For the concert.
She was supposed to go to the show tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. She traveled before coming home, Paris to Vienna, and she's going to go to the show tonight in Austria. And now she's just hanging out on the streets. But because I can't overstate that. You know, I went to the Eras Tour. You know that, right? You know I was there.
I know you were there.
Okay, in Minneapolis. I can't overstate. You wouldn't know this because you didn't get to go.
I didn't. I saw the movie in theaters, though.
But you did go to the movies. All right. And you can stream it like on Disney Plus or whatever.
My wife went too.
Yeah. So me and your wife, me and Karen know what it's like.
Traitor.
Yeah, we know what it's like. You don't know what it's like.
I don't.
So let me just handle this part of the conversation because you don't know what it's like. But when Taylor Swift comes to a city, Vienna, Minneapolis, doesn't matter. She takes over the city.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's just like you can't go anywhere. It feels like
That's what it is.
It feels like you're at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or you're at the Final Four. When you're at the Final Four, you walk outside and it just feels like you're at the Final Four because there's people everywhere dressed like North Carolina fans or Duke fans or Kentucky fans or whatever. Memphis fans who went to the Final Four in San Antonio, they'll remember that. That's what a Taylor Swift Eras Tour show feels like. So as Nicole tells the story, they're just in Austria today, and people are out on the streets, just trading little bracelets because I guess that's what Swifties do. We can't blow up Taylor Swift. Can we agree on this?
No, we cannot.
Like I don't think Fortnite was the song of the year. All right, but that don't mean I don't think she needs to be blown up.
No, I agree.
Did she make a boring song with Post Malone? Yes. Is that reason enough to blow her to smithereens? I say no.
No.
We have to protect Taylor Swift.
Yep.
She's one of our greatest.
She's one of our greatest. Yep.
I mean,
I'd be interested to see. I haven't read a ton about it. I'd be interested to see like how they found these people.
Online chatter. It's always online chatter. People chatter online.
Okay, that's another like. If you're planning a terrorist attack, like
I'm never going to talk to you about it online.
Why would you talk to someone about it online?
I'm not talking about
idiot?
it. You just know this about me. If you ever hear about me planning a terrorist attack, it ain't going to be because I was talking about it online.
Right. Yikes, man.
We got to stop. We need to calm down.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, they just tried to blow off the former president's head a few weeks ago. That was wild. And now they're trying to blow up Taylor Swift. We need to calm down.
Tensions are high.
Tensions are high.
Yeah.
Calm down, man. I'm against all this.
I'm against all of it as well.
I'm against terrorist attacks.
I am very much.
So congrats to the Austrian authorities.
Yeah.
For sniffing this out.
And then they canceled.
Nipping it in the bud.
They canceled those, but they canceled other ones too. I think. Or no. They canceled
all 3 shows in Austria.
There's 3 shows in Austria. Yeah.
She ain't just going somewhere to do one show, Bennett. What do you think she is?
Right. I didn't think about that.
Who do you think she is?
You're right.
This is Taylor Swift we're talking about. She's gonna do at least 3. She did 2 in Minneapolis. I was there. You weren't.
Well, I hope they're able to make it up.
Yeah.
I understand the cancellation.
I understand. Hey, better safe than sorry, you know?
Right.
You got to be better safe than sorry. But still, that's scary.
Yeah.
And imagine you're Travis Kelce. And you're just trying to, go through preseason practices and you find out somebody's trying to blow up your girlfriend.
Right.
It's tough.
Right.
Tough for everybody.
Yeah. And there, Alan brought up in the chat, there was the Opera House a few months ago in Moscow. Remember that? Those scenes. Yeah.
We need to cool it.
Yeah.
It's time to cool it a little bit.
Yes.
I think we should cool it a little bit and stop trying to.
Yeah. Jessica says that an anti-terrorism stance is very bold of you. That is a big stance to take.
I want that to be clear. I want that to be clear. I am anti.
Me too, for what it's worth.
Bennett's anti. You wouldn't know. Not 365.
Stop it.
Not 365. I'm 7 days a week, 365. Stays on my mind.
Same.
Bennett,
no, get out of here.
Okay, Bennett's going to take us anti-terrorism stance too.
Yes.
Just know. If anybody ever asks at Grind City Media, what show is most against terrorism? It's this one.
This one right
We're against it. We don't want any of it.
Number 2.
Jackson Holiday.
How about that?
Young Orioles star.
Blasted one.
Okay. We've been talking about Jackson Holiday for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
First round pick.
Yep.
Awesome. Comes up early.
Yes.
They bring him up early for a contender. And it didn't go so well. They had to send him back down. They said, you got to go back down.
Right.
And there's some little, manipulation with the service time and all that, just like with every young player. But now he's back up.
Yes, he is.
And not only did he homer again last night, he's now homered 3 games in a row.
It's crazy.
He's 20 years old.
Yeah, and he looks 20 years old.
He's now the youngest person in the history of baseball. You know how long we've been playing baseball?
I know, man.
He's now the youngest person in the history of Major League Baseball to homer in 3 straight games. I think we got Kyra.
We do. I believe we have the
Let's
homer
watch this.
last
Look
night.
at this Jackson Holiday.
Chance here. Holiday. Deep to right field.
Buddy.
You want 1 run? How about 2? Oh my word!
Take your time. Take your time,
Slow
Jackson.
down, baby.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Stroll those bases.
Let that chain bounce a little bit.
And he looks like a 20-year-old. Yeah. He looks young, man. He's going to be awesome.
He's already awesome.
I'm stoked on it.
Wish the Mets had him a Jackson Holiday. I wouldn't mind having
Jackson Holiday, Gunnar Henderson, Anthony Santander. That's a pretty good lineup right there.
I wouldn't mind having me a Jackson Holiday in Flushing, Queens. We don't get those.
We're in a battle. We're in a battle for that AL East, man.
Hey, you're gonna be. Hey, we're in a wild card race over here in Flushing, Queens.
I know you are.
We're in a wild card race.
I know you are.
I love. Like right now, the Mets are in a series with the Rockies.
Yeah.
Get those 7:40 Central starts. 7:40 Central start is perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's enough for you to get loose, you know? Hard to get loose by a 6:05 first pitch.
Yes.
You give me till 7:40, I can get a little loose.
I'm ready to roll.
And then you give me a 3-hour baseball game, that'll take me up to around 10:40, 11 o'clock. That's a good night.
Yep. Yankees and
I wish the Mets played in Colorado every day. I wish my favorite team was the Colorado Rockies.
Pretty cool, yeah.
I like a 7:40 first pitch.
No, man, it's Yankees and Orioles, 68 and 47, identical records. So right there, Orioles got the tiebreaker, but it's a tight race right now for the
They got him a
AL East.
Jazz Chisholm though.
Yep.
You might run into a Jazz Chisholm problem.
Okay, we got a Jackson Holiday.
You do have yourself a Jackson Holiday.
Yeah, we got a young star.
I wouldn't mind having a Jackson Holiday. If you see another one laying around somewhere, send him to Citi Field.
I got you. I got you. No, they have been good at drafting. I will give them credit. They have been good at drafting.
Wow.
I mean, that's an obvious pick, but like you still got to make the pick.
You got to make the pick.
Yeah.
You know, you got to make the pick.
Number 3.
The White Sox have finally fired their manager, Pedro Grifol.
Well, thank God.
I mean, how many games in a row this guy got to lose to get fired?
I think the rule is if you are historically bad, you lose your job.
Like if you break a record in a negative way, automatic termination.
Automatic termination. There's no argument.
They lost again last night. So now they're 28 and 89.
They're only 40 and a half games back.
You realize they wanted their division 3 years ago.
I know.
This is kind of crazy.
That's a weird division.
It's always like somebody different's good in that division. It's never like just the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, like the Guardians have been good for a minute, but it's a weird division.
So they lost 21 in a row. Then they won one to snap that streak, but they'd already like set all sorts of bad records. And then they came back last night, lose, and they fire him this morning. So he was manager for just a little less than 2 years. His record's 89 and 190, winning percentage of .317. He'll go down in history as one of the worst managers of all time.
No question.
And like, how did you even last that long? How did you get to manage 279 games when you're losing 7 out of every 10?
That's crazy.
Like at some point, I don't even know if it's your fault. I just know you can't be in charge anymore.
Right.
Like I don't even know. You might sit down with me and be like, GP, nobody can win with this. And I'd say, you might be right, but you can't do this anymore. You can't. You're not allowed to do this. You can't do this anymore. You are overseeing a historically bad thing. Even if it's not your fault, you can't be in charge of it anymore.
I want better for the South Side.
I see you coming around on that.
I know.
I was coming around
earlier this week. I was a little cruel earlier in the week, and I've changed my stance. I want better for the South Side.
I see you coming around on that.
Yeah.
I hope so. I don't know who's going to manage them next, but I bet they won't be worse.
Number 4.
All right. We now got some explanations here about how Aaron Rodgers became estranged from his parents. That's always been on the long list of weird things connected to Aaron Rodgers. The idea that he doesn't speak to his parents has been pretty high up there. Like, yo, man, like, I'm not saying your relationship with your parents has to be perfect, but it's weird if you can't pick up the phone and call your mom or dad.
Right.
Or you can't pick up the phone and call one of your kids. That's not normal.
Agreed.
All right? You should be able to do that.
Yes.
It doesn't mean everything has to be perfect. Doesn't mean you have to be dad of the year, or mom of the year, or son of the year, or daughter of the year. But if you ever reach a point where you can't pick up the phone and call your mom or dad, then that's weird. All right? So Aaron Rodgers has been estranged, totally no relationship with his parents for a long time. Never really got a great explanation for it. It just we just threw it in the basket of, well, Aaron Rodgers has a lot of weird shit going on, and this is just on the list of things. Now we have an explanation. There's a new book out.
Okay.
Tell me what you think of this. So Aaron Rodgers used to date Olivia Munn. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Olivia Munn, she's an actress. And, she's an actress. She's now married to John Mulaney, and they have a beautiful baby.
Right.
Okay. So before she dated John Mulaney, she dated Aaron Rodgers. And she went on television with, I believe, Andy Cohen. You know Andy Cohen.
Oh, Watch What Happens Live?
Yeah.
Love that show.
Everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes on there, and she starts talking about sex with Aaron Rodgers. She's like, I like to have sex as much as I can.
Juicy.
She says, I like to have sex as much as I can.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Who
doesn't?
I mean, but like, here's the thing. Like, Olivia Munn could have sex as much as she wants.
Yeah.
With anybody.
Yeah.
Like, who would not have sex with Olivia Munn?
I no argument here.
No, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, right?
Yeah.
So like, she could. So she's explaining this to Andy Cohen, like, I like to do it.
Yeah.
I love doing it. And he says, do you do it on game days? And she's like, no, not often. Not because there's a rule against it, but like we're usually just focused on other things, getting ready for the game. So, but like after the game, sometimes sure, but not usually before the game, just because like, you know, your mind's in a different place. So they're just having this conversation on national television about premarital sex with Aaron Rodgers. Well, I didn't know this. Did you know this? Aaron Rodgers' mom is like super duper Christian.
Okay.
She's like super Christian.
Okay.
Like, I mean, she in a perfect world, she'd be married to, I don't even know.
Got it.
You see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
So the mom gets very offended about her son's girlfriend going on television and talking about premarital sex because she doesn't believe in premarital sex.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in premarital sex.
Yeah. Come on. It's 2024.
Yeah. I believed in it, though, like in
I
92.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, I've been believing in it for a while.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the mom doesn't, so she has a problem with Olivia Munn now. And Olivia Munn just sort of says, what? Yes, I banged your son.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think we were doing? What did you think we were doing? Huh? And then it just gets nasty between Olivia Munn and the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron ain't really got nothing to do with it. But he had to pick he didn't have to pick a side, but he did.
Yeah.
And he sends them an email, his parents, and saying
an email.
He emails his parents, which is also weird. Emails his parents and says, "Do not ever treat the woman I love the way you're treating the woman that I love. Do not ever talk to her like that again."
Mm-hmm.
All right. He's playing a game in Tampa.
Okay.
And the parents are getting ready to come there to see him play.
Mm-hmm.
And Olivia Munn then emails, a lot of emailing going on, and says, "We don't want you at the game.
Whoa.
You're not welcome at the game."
Okay.
And the dad responds, "Well, like, we're his parents. We've been going to his games his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like the new girl.
I don't like this.
You're not going to tell us where we can and cannot be."
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I think Olivia Munn should not have done that.
I think she went too far. I
definitely
understand.
did.
I understand standing your ground, but
that's a little who do you think you are?
You just got to stay out of that.
Yeah.
Like as a spouse.
Yes.
You start trying to get in between your husband and his parents or your wife and her parents. You just
setting yourself up for disaster.
I have a good relationship with my mother-in-law. I think I do.
Me too.
But like, if I didn't for some reason, I would know that is not a point of contention I can have with my wife because they're very close. And so I'm lucky to have a good relationship. But if I had a bad one, I would know that I've got to just stay away from that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't try to pit her against her mother,
right?
Or talk her out of her mother. You just can't do it. It's like, it ain't gonna do anything except make it worse.
Right.
Whatever it is you're trying to make better, you're making it worse. So you got to stay out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the mom is bananas to be upset that her son is banging Olivia Munn. I'd be if my son were dating Olivia Munn and not having sex with her, I'd be disappointed in my son. Right?
Yes.
Like if I found out my son was dating Olivia Munn and he was like, "But Dad, don't worry, we're not having sex." I'd be like, "Buddy, what are you doing? What? What are you what are you talking?" I'd be ashamed. That's what I'd be. I'm ashamed of you.
Disappointed.
I'm ashamed of you.
Yeah.
How are you not having sex with Olivia Munn?
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So I think the mom is bananas for being mad that Olivia Munn was on TV talking about banging Aaron Rodgers, because that's what you're supposed to talk about on that show, and that's what you're supposed to do if you're Aaron Rodgers and Olivia Munn.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to get into a room, and you're supposed to do it. All right?
Yep.
So the mom's crazy. Let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
But Olivia Munn didn't handle this well.
No, she overstepped.
She overstepped.
Yeah, she overstepped.
You could just be like, come to the game, say hello, then leave.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to do with me.
No, don't do this over email.
Yeah, I'll
that's
stand over
insane.
here while you tell your son that you're happy that he played well or tore his Achilles, whatever he did.
Yeah.
All right? I'll just stand over here, and then when you leave, I'll go home and bang him again. Whatever. It's everybody's happy. Everybody gets what they want. You got to stay out of it. I don't like this.
Okay, but we're also like not. Aaron Rodgers deserves a lot of this blame.
Yeah, because how do you even end up in this stupid situation?
Yeah, dude.
Like, come on,
handle your business.
Handle your business.
Yeah.
Like, why is your girlfriend talking to
fight those battles?
Why don't you get in there and handle it?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to be in charge of a huddle? You can't handle this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just another bit of weird behavior.
No wonder Sauce Gardner hates you.
Right.
I don't know if he does.
Oh, he will. don't you worry.
They all will. Who is it that he keeps fighting with in the practices all the time? He keeps arguing with somebody.
Garrett Wilson, the receiver.
Wilson.
Yeah.
That was real, right? I never know what's real anymore.
I think that it was like,
this is a problem. I don't even know if it was real. I saw.
Dude, every good wide receiver throws fits at their quarterback.
I know, but like I saw an interview on Instagram. I'm just remembering this now. I saw it looked like an interview with Kurt Cobain, and it was just clearly fake. If you know anything about Kurt Cobain, he was talking about how like Nickelback is the best band of the 90s and like Nirvana's. He's like, people understand that there's no substance to our music, but like our fans are idiots, so they don't even care. But like Nickelback, I mean, my God. And if you like, it's clearly AI.
It's fake, yeah.
But if you didn't know, it looked and sounded real.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying about this Aaron Rodgers thing. I don't even know if it was real, but it felt real. I saw it looked real, but it was Garrett Wilson and him, and it was a miscommunication. And Aaron Rodgers was like, "You're supposed to hear and whatever." And Garrett Wilson's like, "And that's why we had minicamp, and you were supposed to be here so we could work on this stuff. Instead, you decided to go to Egypt or whatever."
Right.
Like I don't even know if it was a real thing, but I saw it.
I don't think that was real.
Okay.
I don't think that was real.
Well,
but I saw the video, the argument. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't even know what's real in this world anymore. I just think that if you're Aaron Rodgers, you can't be letting your girlfriend and your parents fight. But also, if you're Olivia Munn, you can't be fighting with somebody's parents because it doesn't even do any good.
But they've been broken up for a while. She's had a on-again, off-again relationship since then, a baby.
She had a baby. She had breast cancer.
Yeah, she's been through a lot since then. Yeah. So, like, what happened with Aaron Rodgers and his family? You just can't rekindle.
I don't know, Bennett.
I'm not. I don't like his stance on things.
I don't like. It's just weird. You should be able to.
I used to like Aaron Rodgers. I'm not sure if I do anymore.
I just feel like you should be able to talk to your parents if you want to. You know.
I think I'm. Am I rooting for him a little bit in this Jets situation?
I was, but now I don't think I am. There was a time where I was, but now I don't think I am.
TBD for me.
TBD for me too. It's TBD for me too.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Nelly's arrested. Free Nelly. Nelly got arrested.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, like this was gonna be my story, and then I was like, I think GP's got
I got this one in the bag, buddy. I couldn't bookmark this fast enough when it came across the computer last night. Nelly got arrested. He was at do you know the details? Do you know what happened?
No, I just saw he got arrested for ecstasy.
Okay, because that's how they get you. That's the headline.
Yeah, Nelly arrested for ecstasy.
That's the headline.
Yep.
Now let me tell you what happened.
Okay.
Nelly's at a casino in Missouri. All right. And he's playing slot machines, video poker, something.
In Missouri, he's from there.
Yeah.
St. Louis proud. Yeah.
Don't have to tell me.
Right.
Don't have to tell me. You think I never was on delay? That's Nelly, isn't it?
Dude, I'm telling you, Air Force Ones had like a chokehold on every high school in the country during my time. Like that was like 2004, 5. Yeah.
Nelly was something.
That song was massive.
He had a minute. He had a minute. So anyway, he's at the casino. He's playing his games, playing his little casino games, and hits the jackpot. All right. So the security comes over and hits the jackpot, and they say, before we can pay you, we have to do a background check on you.
Okay.
He's like, what?
A background check?
A background check?
How much money did he win?
I just won a video poker jackpot. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I give you my driver's license, but a jackpot? And they're like, sir, we got to run some stuff on you. He's like, what? Okay, sure. Well, they run it, and there's an outstanding warrant for some traffic stop from a year ago.
Okay.
All right, it's nothing. It's a nothing thing. But once they run it, now they have to arrest him. So when they go to arrest him, they search him, and he's got ecstasy in his pocket.
Yeah.
So now they bust him for ecstasy.
Okay.
It's 2024. You can't go to a casino in Missouri with like 4 ecstasy pills in your pocket and have a good time.
Especially if you're Nelly.
Especially if you're Nelly.
I mean, it is illegal.
It's illegal, but
illegal.
How else are you supposed to? You ever been to a casino for any extended period of time?
Yeah.
You need ecstasy.
I don't think it's frowned upon. I don't think it's frowned upon.
Trust
there.
me.
Like casinos, concerts.
I spent a lot of time in casinos when I was younger.
Yeah, it ain't frowned upon there.
Oh, buddy.
I don't like it.
You could take one right at the table. Nobody cares.
I also don't. And again, this kind of goes back to the thing about videos that like what's real and what's not, what you see on the internet anymore. I have seen a ton, like within the past couple of years, of videos of people at casinos winning jackpots and stuff like that, but not getting paid. Like there was one making the rounds this week of a dude that that hit the jackpot on a slot machine and they wouldn't pay him the money. Like they said that it was a faulty machine or something like that.
They'll get you sometimes.
Yeah. I don't like that.
You can sit there and lose every hour of every day, and they'll let you do it all day. You start winning every hour of every day.
You get a background check.
They get you a background check. Next thing you know, they're trying to throw you in jail with Nelly. Listen, I'm not encouraging anybody to do drugs.
No,
it's dangerous. But if there's ever a place to do ecstasy where it should be allowed,
it's a casino in Missouri
or a strip club, one of the two.
Yeah,
right. Or your couch. Couch is fine.
Couch is fine.
I did free Nelly.
Yeah, man, I don't like this.
Sound like he was just trying to have a good Wednesday. Hey, I'm gonna go gamble and take some
He's a
X.
legend in that state.
Legend.
Like you gotta take care of your own.
So the lawyer's already released a statement. It says all charges are gonna get dropped. You want to know why? It's a legal search. You should not have been allowed to search Nelly.
Right. You don't have the authority to do that.
You can't do that. You only searched him because of a fraudulent background check. It'd be like if I got pulled over leaving here, totally sober.
Yeah.
And I had like 50 kilos of coke in my trunk.
Yeah.
Would that be something?
Yeah, that would be something.
They have no reason to search me.
It sounds like somebody doesn't want to issue that payout.
Racial profiling, perhaps.
I just think that somebody's trying to hold on to their money and not pay someone what they won rightfully.
Rapper profiling.
It could be.
You let them get Young Thug, now they think they can get everybody.
That's a good point.
You let them get Young Thug, now they think they can get everybody.
Yeah.
Free Nelly.
Free Nelly.
You should be able to do ecstasy at your home state casino, I think.
I think so too.
I just think so.
Too.
I just believe in that. That's what, you know what? That's something I believe in.
Yeah.
I'm anti-terrorism, and I'm not pro ecstasy at a casino. I'm just anti-arresting Nelly for ecstasy at a casino. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm not pro ecstasy in a casino. I'm just anti-arresting Nelly for ecstasy in a casino. Perhaps that's the distinction without a difference, but it doesn't feel like one to me.
I'm with you.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
All right. Be back with GP's Carryout.
They needed size. They needed shooting. What were your initial thoughts on how this class turned out for the Grizzlies?
Analytically looking at it, you had to have a big man, and they got the best big man that was left on the board.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Scottie Pippen Jr. so clearly should have been the MVP. Led the Memphis Grizzlies to a 5-0 record going into the championship game. Led the Memphis Grizzlies to the championship game. Was first team all summer league. What was Jalen Wilson? Second team. What are we doing here? Snubbed. Capital S-N-U-B. Snubbed.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up JustinTimberlake.com.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. Olympic basketball is underway over in France. Right now, Germany and France, they're still in the first quarter. Germany's up 33-29. Victor Wembanyama, only 2 of 8 from the field so far. The winner, of course, advances to the gold medal game, where they will play, barring a surprise, the United States of America.
What's Rudy Gobert doing?
He's been nothing.
That is a weird dude. We didn't talk about that this week. Him getting benched?
Got benched. That's not weird. I can understand that. I mean, I can understand the idea of you can't play he and Wemby together.
Okay.
But then he says, oh, I had finger surgery. And the coach is like, no, he didn't.
Weird. That's a weird situation.
Another one with Rudy Gobert.
I know, man. He's always involved in weird stuff.
He's just always involved in weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know anybody like that in your own life, and they're just always involved?
Yes.
Like every time you talk to them or talk to somebody about them, they're like, "Yeah, did you hear what so and so got involved in?" And I'm like, "Again, what?
Are you serious?
Again, another one? He doing this again?"
Yeah.
They're just always involved in some weird stuff. That's like Rudy Gobert. He's like a 7-foot-tall guy, always involved in some weird stuff.
Yeah.
He ain't playing.
That's crazy.
I think they're out on him.
That's crazy.
Did you see Draymond Green talking about it?
I did. Of course he was going to chime in.
There is nothing he likes talking about more than Rudy Gobert.
No, he loves it.
If Draymond Green could start just a Rudy Gobert podcast, he'd be the happiest person in the world.
I cannot get over that incident. That was this past season, right? When he choked him?
Yeah.
Dude, and that video is so funny. Like he just decides I'm about to choke this. Like
he hates him.
He made a beeline to Rudy. He was like, I'm about to choke him out.
He hates him. He hates him. Like he hates him like he's OVO. I mean, he hates him bad.
Yeah.
And he's like getting benched on any Olympic team. That's not the United States. Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
He talks about it as if he would get benched for France too. Probably.
He's not even on the team.
He talks about it like
I know.
Like you realize nobody even wants you involved in the Olympics at all.
Yeah.
Like you're not even
you didn't even have a chance to make the
your own
team.
Right. Your own team isn't even sure they like you all the time. All right. So he's just constantly crapping on Rudy Gobert without acknowledging Gobert might be a actually better player, a more reasonable player than him at this point. Right?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
He without question is.
I don't know if it's without question, but
dude. Okay. Yeah. Rudy Gobert is a better player than Draymond.
I mean, I think so.
He
but
just is.
If somebody wants to question it, I'll let him. I don't want to argue about it. But I'm just saying.
You could argue, does Draymond mean more to his team than Rudy means to his team?
Draymond talk about it'd be like if you're hearing LeBron talk about Rudy Gobert, but it's not LeBron. It's Draymond Green.
Right.
It's just funny. The whole thing is just funny. Anyway, now tied 33-33, and that is the extent of the play-by-play I'm going to give you on Germany and France. The winner advances to the gold medal game, where they'll play the winner of the United States and Serbia. Stu GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we learn today?
I mean, a whole bunch of stuff, but I think the most important thing, Ben and I, we both came out anti-terrorism. We're against it.
Right.
We're against it.
Right. Enough said.
I mean, I know it's a weird time in this world, and sometimes you feel like you got to tippy-toe around things.
Oh, sure.
Oh, might get in trouble. I'm not ever going to be like that. I'm going to tell you how I feel about everything every single day. I'm going to stand up for what I believe in.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I think.
How you feel about Algerian boxing?
I love it.
You do like it.
Yeah, it's my favorite kind.
This is your favorite sport.
Yes, I can't wait for it.
Just double checking.
Oh, buddy. It's my second favorite sport.
Good.
Baseball is my favorite. American baseball. Algerian boxing is second favorite. And then international golf. I love international golf.
Just making sure.
Those are my 3 favorite sports. I love it. I'm going to tell you how I feel about everything. So be bothered if you want to. Cancel me if you want to. I'm going to say it. I'm against terrorism. Are you?
Hot take.
Are you?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we're both against terrorism in any form. We don't approve it or condone it in any form. We speak out against terrorism, right?
Yes.
They've cost Taylor Swift three concerts and more than that, because I bet she's tired of doing these shows at this point.
I bet she's so
I mean, I bet she's thrilled that these things got.
Uh,
she's been touring for 2 years.
That's insane.
So I'm sure I'm assuming, I bet she won't mind the time off. I ain't got to sing Cruel Summer tonight. Oh no, what will I do? I don't have to do a 10-minute version of that stupid song. Oh, how tragic. But there were hundreds of thousands of people who were going to go see Taylor Swift for the first time in their lives. And now it's canceled because of the threat of a terrorist attack. That's why I'm against terrorism.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't like seeing people die. I don't like seeing mass murder. Against that. And I don't like seeing people have to cancel concerts.
Agreed.
Terrorism strikes in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes people die, and sometimes you just have to cancel concerts. Obviously prefer the latter to the former, but I would rather have none of it. So let's cut out with the terrorism.
Yes,
Is
please.
that too much to ask? Can we cut it out with the terrorism?
I would like to.
Man, it'd be nice.
What's today's biggest game?
We're going back out to France. It's Olympic basketball.
Okay.
It's the semifinals.
All right.
It's the United States of America. That's our home country. The red, white, and blue against Serbia, led by Nikola Jokic, the reigning MVP, the 3-time MVP, the 1-time champion of the National Basketball Association. Tip-off's a little after 2 o'clock. United States minus 15.5. How you going to act?
U.S. minus 15.5.
You won yesterday.
Yeah.
That was pretty good from you because I don't know if you followed it. You were in trouble.
Uh-huh.
And Nigeria?
Yep.
They only lost by 14, but that's because they had an incredible fourth quarter.
Yep.
Strong fourth quarter from the Nigerians.
Yep.
Will the Serbians also be strong in the fourth today? That's what you've got to determine.
I mean, I do think Jokic can put that team on his back and keep it close. Yeah, I do.
How many
It's the
days
MVP. It's the best player in the world.
How many days in a row are you going to pick against America? This will be the 3rd day in a row you picked against America.
But it's working. It's working out for me.
Well, no. Remember what the Americans did to?
I'm 2-1 in these situations.
Yeah, but you didn't want to lay 26 the other day, and
it was Brazil.
You beat the shit out of Brazil.
Like by a million.
By a million.
Okay, 15.5, right?
Yeah.
Give me Serbia.
Serbia?
Yeah.
Plus the 15.5.
Give me Serbia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bennett?
That's the MVP, dude.
I know who he is. I know. I'm familiar.
He can play.
I know that.
And I think they got another dude that, they got another Jokic. Or is it Jovic? There's another dude. There's another NBA player on that team. I think Bogdan's on that team, too.
Google the roster if you want to.
One of the Bogdanovich guys is on that team, too.
If you care so much about the Serbian roster, you should Google it.
No, they have NBA players.
I only care about the American roster. If you care about
I think they have 3 NBA players on that team. I'm positive they have 3 NBA players on that team.
You are learning a lot over the past 10 seconds about Serbia's roster.
Give me Serbia.
Bennett says take Serbia plus the 15.5. Seems anti-American, but you know what? I'm not here to make his decisions for him.
What are we watching on TV?
Got a new show on tonight on the CW.
Okay.
8.
I love the CW.
Oh, it's great. 7:30 tonight. World's Funniest Animals.
All right.
What do you think's the world's funniest animal?
Probably hyena.
Why do you think so?
Because they laugh.
Do they?
Yeah, don't they laugh?
I don't know. I've never been around one.
Yeah.
I don't socialize with hyenas. I don't run in those circles.
I don't know.
I think it's a duck-billed platypus.
Oh, I like a platypus.
A platypus with a duck bill.
It's a rare animal.
Isn't that hilarious? It's a platypus, but it has a duck bill. That's funny.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had a duck bill. Wouldn't that be funny?
Hilarious.
Wouldn't it be funny?
I'm laughing hysterically
then you
right
would,
now.
Like, if you had a duck bill, that would be funny. You would be a funny animal.
I agree.
I think it's the duck-billed platypus. You're going to go with the hyena. Anyway, we'll let them figure it out tonight. It's on the CW at 7:30.
Okay.
World's Funniest Animals.
All right.
I might check it out.
I will not be at all.
Yeah, you might want to. You might learn something.
I'm good. I'm trying to finish that Presumed Innocent show.
It's just hard for me to watch anything.
Can I be honest? I hate it.
You hate it?
Yeah, I hate it. Every character in that show is unlikable.
Jess loved it.
Yeah, everybody. Kelsey liked it.
Rotten Tomatoes likes it.
I just it is not doing it for me.
I got 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
It took me 2 years to watch Killers of the Flower Moon.
Right.
This is the way I do it. I gotta be better with my time. I don't feel like I'm doing it. I don't feel like I'm not watching enough good TV with my time.
Right.
But tonight I'm gonna watch this. Maybe this is my problem. Maybe I should dive into Presumed Innocent and stop looking at these funny animals.
I was going to say, all these TV shows that you got to catch up on, and you're going to be watching the world's funniest animals on the CW.
I just want to see where the duckbill platypus comes in.
I'm going to pass.
I mean, it's a platypus. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Platypus. That's just funny to be called a platypus. What are you? I'm a platypus. Oh, really? What kind of platypus? Duckbill. That's funny.
Is it?
I think I thought. I mean, have you seen one?
Yeah,
I've
seen a platypus. I know what they look like.
Yeah, but do you know what a duck-billed one looks like?
Yes.
It's a platypus, but he got a duck bill.
Dude, listen.
He quacks. I don't think they quack.
I'm a long-standing member of the Memphis Zoo, okay? I know about animals, all right?
What's the funniest animal at the Memphis Zoo?
Oh, the funniest animal at the Memphis Zoo... I don't know, those meerkats are kind of funny.
What do they do so funny?
They just like squeak and run around and go live in their little holes and stuff. Yeah.
They don't have a duck bill.
I like those meerkats. And sometimes they're not out, and so it's a treat whenever they are out, just hanging out. And they'll stand up on their little things and look at you and do little... I like the meerkats.
Yeah, but they're not funny.
They make me laugh.
I never laughed at one.
I find them very enjoyable and humorous. Nah. I like the meerkats. Yeah.
I find the meerkats to be a little bit like Matt Rife.
Okay.
Like they look good, but they don't make me laugh.
Okay.
But they look good.
Go visit them sometime.
Matt Rife is a meerkat.
Go visit them sometime.
Let's see if we can build a whole segment out of that one day.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with the duckbill platypus. You can do whatever you want. Tonight, 7:30, it's on the CW.
What's the best thing we've read?
Hey, you know we got NFL exhibition football tonight. You know that, don't you?
Preseason's tonight?
Yeah, bet it. Why do I got to keep telling you when preseason football is?
You know what? The Olympics kind of wrecked this whole thing because typically I would be like so dialed in, ready to go, but I've got Olympic fever. As you know.
I know you got Olympic fever.
Who we got tonight? Panthers, Patriots?
Panthers, Patriots, and Lions, Giants.
Oh, I got to go get my DVR ready. So, you know, I record all of these and rewatch them.
Why?
I like it. It's because you can. So basically, unless you subscribe to like NFL Plus, which who's doing that?
Who is doing that?
Most of them, there'll be. So the Panthers Patriots is live on NFL Network, but then you have like Lions Giants. You have a slate of games tomorrow, but most of them you can't watch live. They'll re-air them on the NFL Network, and I'll record them and then go back and watch them, and I can like fast forward through it and stuff. It just gets me ready for the season.
Man, I don't need to get that ready.
I do. I love me some preseason football.
Over at CBSSports.com, they're ranking the best week 1 preseason games on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You know what number 1 is? Tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
I'm going to say it's Eagles-Ravens.
Texans at Steelers.
I mean, okay.
CJ Stroud's going to get snaps.
Is he?
That's what they said.
Okay.
And then we got a bit of
a QB controversy in Pittsburgh.
Russell Wilson ain't going to get this job, is he?
Dude, I have stood on, if I'm the Steelers, if I'm a Steelers fan, I want Justin Fields to be my quarterback.
You ready for this? Justin Fields is going to be good in Pittsburgh.
I think he's going to be good enough. Dude, first off, they always go 8-8, like in their bad years, right? Like Mike Tomlin never has a losing record.
They throw Kenny Pickett out there and win 8 games.
Yeah, so even if they're bad, they're gonna win games. And if one of those guys can be a good quarter, it's not gonna be Russell Wilson. I do not believe that.
And this will be his last time anybody believes in him, right? It's like, okay, Seattle want to get rid of you. You bombed in Denver. 2 different coaches. Neither one of them wanted you. Now Mike Tomlin gonna try, but now before you even get started, they don't want you anymore either.
Like I still stand on. I don't know if the Bears made the right decision. I don't know. Like Justin Fields was on bad teams, but he put up numbers on those bad teams.
Oh, if you want to watch Stephen A. Smith argue about it on TV, that's coming.
Yeah,
that's coming
for sure.
Week 3.
Like if he is good with the Steelers, Bears fans are going to be sick because they gave up a lot to be able to get Caleb Williams, and he better be awesome.
Yeah. He might be.
He might be awesome. He might be a
what
star,
I'm saying is independent of Caleb. I think Justin Fields is going to be good in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think there's a scenario. I think there's a scenario where they're both good, and it's just like, yeah, Justin Fields turned out to be really good, but we got Hall of Fame.
Dude,
we got the dude, right? That could be it. I also think there's a scenario where Fields is good, and the Bears look back at this with regret. But I'm going to let it play out a little bit. But, so Steelers and Texans, that's tomorrow night, 7 Eastern, 6 Central on the NFL Network. C.J. Stroud, second-year star quarterback on one side. Won't play much, but he will play. That's the reporting.
Yeah.
And on the other side, we got a quarterback situation to figure out.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
I might DVR this one myself.
Yeah.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow, buddy. Tomorrow's Friday.
You know what that means.
Food Truck Friday.
Yes, sir. I haven't seen the trucks yet, like what we're getting. But it was nice last week. I had a really good quesadilla.
We sat here together and ate.
We had shared a quesadilla. It was nice.
I had a steak quesadilla.
Yeah.
Man, I enjoyed it.
I really wanted to try the wings, but like everyone was trying to get, I was like, I ain't got time to wait for the wings.
I went down there, buddy.
Yeah.
That wing truck was
popping off.
popular.
Yeah.
They had a line. I went to the shortest line.
That's what I do every time.
I said, I ain't got a lot of time.
Everybody's always like, what's the best food truck? What's the best food truck? I'm like, I just go to the one that has the short line.
And you can't go wrong. Like, I've never had
it's going to be fine.
I've never had a bad quesadilla.
Right, exactly.
Is there such thing as a bad quesadilla?
I don't think so.
As long as they don't put something in it that you hate.
Right.
It's going to be good.
It's always good. It's always good.
Our quesadilla is the best food.
I'm not going to go there, but
I might be willing to go there.
They're really good.
They're really good.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about
easy to pick up and deal with.
They're just perfect. Quesadillas are perfect.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. They're great. Is that anything else to add? Yeah.
It's just people so fired up about the border. But if we thought about quesadillas and the impact
what's at stake?
What's at stake?
Yeah.
Just be careful. I really enjoy a good quesadilla.
I do too.
I hope they have a quesadilla truck out there tomorrow.
I'll probably switch it up. I did that last week. Want something different.
I got quesadillas every Friday. It'd be fine with me. I'd die a happy man.
Okay.
Probably sooner than later. Eating quesadillas every Friday. They ain't the best for you, I don't think.
No.
But I like them. I can't wait for tomorrow. Jessica Benson will be in studio.
Yep.
We'll talk to her about quesadillas probably. And Algerian boxing, of course.
Love it.
Can't wait. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll enjoy mine. Meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.